So welcome, and thank you for tuning in. This is like episode 7, I believe, of the Flaming Axe, and boy, do I have a special guest for you tonight. You guys like modern cutting edge stuff. All of my people tuning in love the modern cutting edge stuff. So boy, do I have something modern and cutting edge for you. Let me welcome you to a band called Lavender Honey. Hey, David, this is David Astorga. He is the instrumentalist, fundamentalist of Lavender Honey. He also has a great singer named Tori, and this dude plays some very cool, very chic, modern sounding rhythm. What genre would you call your music?
I know this is like the worst question for every musician, but if we had to categorize us, I guess it would be indie electronic pop.
Indie electric. Hey, I like that. That's better than what my band was. You know what the genre was? One time a local newspaper asked me, he said, "So Johnny Rockstar, what genre would you put Stinker in?" And I said, "You ready for this? Post 1970s lounge lizard rock."
But you know what, though? I would know exactly what. Basically, it would be what you just described is a Quentin Tarantino soundtrack. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bingo! And
lots of reverb, and yeah, shit's about to go down if you're.
All the time. It wasn't
yeah.
fun. It wasn't fun unless people were turning over tables. Yeah. That's what the point of rock and roll was. Come on, don't do it half-assed.
And not to be score, it's David Scott. Is the
Scott?
David Scott.
My bad.
It's okay.
That's okay. Well, yeah. So you're getting ready to release a new album, and I know you're all very
debut album.
Debut album. Hey, that's even bigger. So tell me, what was your inspiration for this, and do you have any crazy stories? And give me some insight here.
Okay, so the genesis, we'll just call it the genesis of Lavender Honey. So during the pandemic, I, like everybody else, cooped up in the house, going crazy, consuming a lot of alcohol, started to get antsy. And I was like, you know what? I need to do something with this antsy energy. Let me see if I can write songs again. Because I hadn't done it in a while.
Sure.
So I was like, can I still do this and have something to say? I suck at writing lyrics and vocal melodies, but I just have a knack for arranging and being able to actually not meander, but actually put like a song that has an A section, a B section, a bridge, or
you're good with song structure and theory. I'm more of a lyricist myself, but that's pretty cool.
So I started writing, and it just, once I started, it just didn't stop. And when I finally did go, wait a minute, before I because at some point you just have to stop, reevaluate, see what you got, because not everything's a winner. So I had to start whittling through, everything that I'd written, and I was like, wait a minute, I've actually got some really good stuff here. Let me see. Let me reach out to some of my musical friends, see if anybody is interested in helping me do something with this. Basically, the goal was just to maybe get a song on local radio again. And that was
still cool. That's a pretty good goal.
I know, and I know I'm trying to to be humble and not be too full of myself, but that was the goal. It was just let's see if I can get a song on the radio again here locally, and that was it. So Tori Adams is the lead singer for Lavender Honey, and then Danny Lay, who goes by the stage name Danny L, is our drummer. And I'll get to Danny in a second, but Tori and I have known each other, in the scene here for a few years. So I reached out to her and said, hey, I've got some tracks, your voice might actually fit what I'm trying to do. See what you can do. You have carte blanche. Just do whatever you feel with these tracks.
Sure.
So a couple of weeks later, not even really expecting anything to come back, I get what was our first song that we released on the radio, which was Sticks and Stones. Didn't have a title, when I said it was just a musical track that had, these movements where basically what I tried to do is make it easy on whoever I gave these tracks to to be able to, okay, there's obviously a verse part here. There's a pre-chorus or a second part chorus, and eventually a bridge, so on and so forth. So it was kind of a guideline, but I was like, do whatever you want, with it. So I got Sticks and Stones back, and when I heard what she did with it, I was like, holy shit, we got to get a band together, because it was crazy what she did with it. It just was way beyond the expectation that I had. And that's not to take away from Tori's talent. I knew she could do, because like I said, I've known her for a while, and I knew if anybody could do anything with it, it would be her. So we get that song, we listen back, we're like, okay, yeah, we've got to try and get this rolling as an actual band, as an actual project.
Sure.
So then I send her the next song, which wound up being In the Evening, which has also been played on WDR and YSO, and has become kind of a favorite to some of the local DJs that have been playing it.
Sure.
And was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Here's another one and another one. And so now we're about to wrap up production on the first album. The album will be out most likely May 26th, I think is the date that we're looking at.
Awesome.
And sorry, I just got my voice back from allergies, so if I'm cutting in and out, I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I'm not originally from Ohio, so the weather here is still 10 years
Kick
in.
your butt. Welcome to Sinus Valley. It's not the Miami Valley, it's Sinus Valley.
Yeah, it is. So we got all these songs together, and then it was like, how the hell are we going to reproduce this live? Because at that point, it was just me and Tori. So we've got all these tracks that I played every instrument on, and I was like, how are we going to reproduce this live? Because I didn't even know how we were going to reproduce the keyboard stuff by itself. Like, are we going to have to, bring in 2-3 more people to try and
I know what that's like. Yeah.
Reproduce this, and one of my favorite bands of all time is Rush. So, and I'm not trying to compare us to them or compare myself as a musician to Geddy Lee. But I was like, you know what? They found a way to do it. And if you've ever seen a Rush show, they can reproduce everything that they've ever done live.
Oh yeah.
But that requires technology. That requires technology, though. So I was like, okay. So we spent the summer of last year trying to figure out the entire summer, Danny. And so let me just make sure that I stay on track. So we get the songs done, the preliminary songs done, or the demos done. And then, okay, we got to find a drummer, and we've got to find additional musicians to help bring this to life. So we had some people come in and out, very talented people, but there just wasn't the vibe that was there, to gel as a band. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've been there before, where, you bring somebody in, they might be a good musician, but it just doesn't.
Yeah, you have to gel. It has to breathe.
There has to be some chemistry there. Right.
Yeah. So they have to feel it. They're either going to play really good or they're going to bomb it. There's not an in between. Right.
And the people that we had were definitely more than capable of playing. It just wasn't a good fit personality wise or vision wise, or you know what I'm saying. It just didn't gel. So it was a little discouraging for just a little while, and we're like, okay, there's only 3 of us. Tori is singing, and Tori is a very capable guitar player, but it was like, focus on the vocals and focus on working the crowd, put that show on. And then Danny and I kind of went away for 2 months and figured out how we were going to do this live. So fast forward, I wound up buying some additional keyboards that made my life easier, especially the MIDI sequencer is the key to everything. Without it, the live show cannot happen. There's only 3 of us. One of us plays drums, one of us is singing. That left me to play guitar, bass, and all the keyboards. So that's how we
no pressure on you that all your equipment doesn't fail. Good Lord.
No, we are very proficient now at this point. We know exactly how it's supposed to work, and every sound guy that we've worked with has done an amazing job helping us reproduce the live show. So I just tell them, look, this is what I need. The rest of it, don't mess with anything else. This is just what I need, and I'll take care of the rest of it. So So yeah, so the getting the live show together when we finally figured it out was just like boom, okay, we're ready to go.
Speaking of live show, if you guys ever want to do a live recording, let me know. I offer live recording.
Okay.
Like I could burn you a disc on site after your show.
Nice.
Kind of thing. Yeah, I have a digital 16 track I can plug into a soundboard and we can record your whole live performance. Crowd noise and all. Yeah. So
nice.
maybe yeah. Something else to release later on down the road.
Yeah, a live album, absolutely. I grew up in the era of the live album. You know,
same here, dude. I'm definitely a rock and roll guy, and I grew up. You know, now this is the funny thing. I'm similar kind of story from you. You know, I went when I was in like early on in my life. I went to a private school. A Montessori school in Dayton. It was actually called Maria de Montessori, which I don't even think is there anymore. But we went there. And the thing that was interesting about this Montessori school is every Thursday, if you were enrolled in this school, we went and watched the Dayton Philharmonic every Thursday.
That's great.
So I had to dress up and we'd go watch the orchestra. So I was raised, okay, listening to classical music, good live classical music. Okay. Right. That I'll tell you the record and the song that changed my life. And this is so opposite that. I was over at a friend's house, you know, and I started going to public school. He's like, hey, listen to this. And he proceeds to play me Enter Sandman by Metallica. and I'm looking at him perplexed. And I'm like, how many guys is this? This is so much noise. How many guys?
Right.
He's like, it's only 4 guys. And I'm like, how can 4 guys put out as much sound as an orchestra? So actually, one of my favorite Metallica albums, both of them, I like both S&M albums where it's Metallica and the Symphony. I love both those albums. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, you're taking the 2 most fundamentally powerful forms of music known to man, and then you're mashing it together. And it's like, wow. And it's incredible. It's so powerful. And
yeah. And it's crazy how different genres, different types of music can overtly or subvertly influence you as a musician.
Oh, yeah.
because most people who don't know me, because obviously we're Lavender Honey, we are an electronic band. I love electronic music, always have.
Sure.
Always will. But you know, once people get to know me and realize where my musical roots came from, it's kind of it's a paradox because I love punk rock, new wave, post-punk stuff, you know, because I'm the oldest member of the band. I'm 48 years old.
Sure.
Tori and Danny are still very, very young, barely in their 30s. But I grew up listening to Devo, the Cars, the Police, you know, the Ramones, the Sex Pistols.
I love the Ramones. I got to go to
television, you know, stuff like that. And but when I started playing bass, and I discovered Rush.
Oh,
changed everything.
Yeah, Geddy Lee and like you said, you can play some really I mean, bass is not an easy instrument, especially to sing and play bass. That's extremely difficult.
Right, and a lot of people think, and this I've always, you know, crusaded. I've always been a crusader for the main instrument that I play other instruments, but I'm a bass player. It's what I am. And I've always tried to tell people, you know, that it's an easier instrument because there's 2 less strings. They are not the same instrument. Just because a cello has 4 strings, violin has 4 strings. Are you capable as a guitar player playing those instruments?
Yeah.
No. It's not the same instrument. But yeah, I mean, and again, just trying to dial it back. The different genres of music that can influence you, like I said, overtly or even subconsciously, eventually will manifest in your playing and your writing. And I think a lot of the tracks on the first Lavender Honey album, you know exactly where I was coming from, influence wise, as far as the music goes.
Speaking of new album, is it my understanding that you guys have a video you'd like to play for us? A little something.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What Absolutely. Was it called? Did It in the Dark.
Did It in the Dark.
This looks interesting. Let me pull this up here.
Yeah. So that
we'll solo this real quick here.
That
And
was filmed. That was filmed at Zen Lounge, which is a bar and sushi restaurant in the middle of downtown. Uh,
there's a
set,
sushi restaurant in the middle of downtown Dayton. Why have
yeah.
I not heard about this?
Oh my
God, I
God,
love sushi.
it's amazing. But yeah, they were kind enough to let us use the venue to film the video, and I can't talk about the video without actually talking about the director and the company that was able to produce this for us. So
Sure.
Chris Daly, who is the owner of Only Noise,
Uh-huh.
um, came out to do the video shoot and did all the editing and all the, putting it together. Knew exactly the vision that, and this was really Tori's brainchild. Knew exactly what she wanted atmosphere wise,
Sure.
and it turned out so good. I mean, just cinematically, the picture's amazing, and he just captured exactly what Tori wanted the video to look like. And for some reason, this thing has 53,000 views, and we're shocked. We're pleased. That's a lot of views for a little band from Dayton, Ohio, though. That are
53,000 views.
Yes.
Oh my God, those are like Brady Adams numbers.
Yeah.
Brady, if you're watching, anyone who's watching, oh, someone's already dropped comments. Let's see if we have anybody who's left any. Okay, hang on. Oh, okay. So yeah, right now, usually when I run this show, just to let you know, so I share this streaming platform with my buddy Lamont. Now Lamont runs his own show.
Okay.
His show's called Talking Time with Caffeine. Now his show is very much a variety show. Exactly, caffeine. There you go. His
My
show's
buddy.
variety. He can talk about anything. One show he could be talking about the Black Plague. The next show could be video games. The next show, one of the funniest shows he ever had, I kid you not, he actually had a flat earther on his show. And this guy actually believes that the world is flat. And I'm watching Lamont argue with this guy like matter of fact, factually. And I just decide for giggles to look up this guy's YouTube account, and he had over 100,000 followers. And Lamont's like, yeah, but the world's not flat; it's round. And the guy's like, arguing. I'm like, there's actually
whole other show. If you want me to come in and talk about that kind of stuff and to debunk all, yeah, that's a whole other show though. But yeah.
Oh my God,
Oh
yeah.
my
But
gosh.
sometime if you would like, Lamont would love to have you be on his show. That's what he's telling me. I'm not going to
Cool.
post his comments, but
absolutely, yeah.
But he would love to have you. And if you want to do your whole band and do something live with him, he would absolutely love that.
Absolutely.
He is fun loving. He's a great person, and he'll make sure that your show gets out there. And he has some pretty big followers on his show. So that's what I was checking in because I saw our comments lit up over here. Nice. But real quick, without further ado, what do you say we play Did It in the Dark for these people?
Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here, hang on. Add that to the stream and we'll hit that. And we'll hit
the play button. There we go.
Hey, all right, cool. Oh, here, let me unmute your mic here. Oh, there we go. Cool. Sorry about that.
No,
usually I have someone in the background running stuff. He's off tonight, but that's okay.
okay. Like I said, great video. Chris did an amazing job for us getting that thing filmed and making it look the way it did. We couldn't have asked for anything better.
I think, yeah, he did. She totally got into character on that. You could totally, yeah. No, I really dig that. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to do what I've done on every single episode so far. And that is we're going to play a little bit of Tic Tac trivia. Let me see if I can get this over here in the camera.
Cool. Uh-oh. Now the anxiety's gone up.
Hang on. Here we go. This is what we do on every broadcast. Here we go.
All right.
All right. So as you can see, it's 1 ABC, 2 ABC, 3 ABC. It's like tic-tac-toe, right? So give me 1 second here. I got to find, here we go. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to ask you some trivia questions. Now, what I'm going to do real quick before we get all into this, I'm going to real quick play the intro music to the whole thing here.
Sure.
So let's do that. And while we're at it, we got to show you the rules. So we'll play the rules real quick. All right, so those are the rules. So I'm going to randomly ask you trivia questions here. I'll see if I can get this camera moved over here a little bit so we can get a better view. There we go. Cool. All right. I only have one camera down here, so I got to make it work. And I'm not paying the $300 a year to run 2 cameras. I don't care how cool that is. I'm not paying $300 a year. All right, so I'm going to ask you trivia questions. So basically, if you get one right, we place one in this square. So we'll go back over here to the squares.
Let's do it.
So if you get one right, we place one in a square. Okay. The object of the game here is to get 3 in a row. If you miss, I can block you. Not to worry though. I'm pretty crappy at trivia and I have not won yet. And I've had 7 episodes. So you're probably going to win. I mean, honestly, if you win, we play a little video. If you lose, we also play a little video.
Okay.
So it's all fun. All right. So we're going to start. You're going to be pink. I'm going to be yellow. All right. So here we go. Question number 1. What singer has had a Billboard #1 hit in each of the last 4 decades? Is it letter A, Mariah Carey, B, David Bowie, C, Freddie Mercury, or D, Michael Jackson?
I'm going to go with A.
Oh, congratulations. You got one. So where would you like your card to go?
Corner left.
So A1 or C?
A1.
A1. Okay. Cool. All right. Time for the next question. What was Freddie Mercury's real name? Was it A, Frank Jones, B, Bobby Jindal, C, Farouk Balsara, or D, Fred Jones?
C.
God, this guy's good. Where do you want to go, sir?
Let's do B2.
B2. All right, you're going right for this. You're giving me a challenge. Okay. All right, question number 3. Who was the very first American Idol winner? Was it A, Daughtry, B, Kelly Clarkson, C, I don't know because I don't watch American Idol. So which one was it?
I'm going to go with with my favorite, how do I put it? Steve Carell's scream I've ever heard in my life. Kelly Clarkson.
Ah, you got it. All right, check this out.
When he's getting the wax job.
Yeah. So with that, since you won, we get to play this.
Nice.
So this is a fun little show. Like I said, we have a lot of variety. We have people tuning in and watching, and
That's
we
awesome.
always like to have a lot of fun as we do this. It's totally a random show. It's kind of like Behind the Music with the trivia, like I said at the end. So if you have any other bands that are out there that you're aware of, be sure to share the love. Oh,
Absolutely,
by the way, one other thing real quick while I add it. If any of these other bands are watching right now and they would like to be a guest, all you have to do is scan this QR code. Yes, that'll take you to the contact page of VendettaRecordsDayton.com, where you can sign up to be a guest on the Flaming Axe podcast or Talking Time with Caffeine. We'd love to have you. We'd love to promote local music, right? Okay. The other thing I'm going to show you real quick is another QR code. This is, look, we're trying to get our video production better. We're trying to do this for the right reason. We're also trying to open up a studio in Vandalia, and that costs money. So if you want to make a financial contribution to Vendetta Records One, that'll get you hooked up with our PayPal account. And lastly, we also have an Amazon wish list. We're trying to buy stuff to upgrade the new studio and also to upgrade our video production. If you want to be our best friend, you can buy something off that list and send it to us. You'll be our best friend. The person that gives us the biggest donation, we'll name the studio after you. I'm not even kidding. Okay. That's so, awesome. And by the way, I meant to do this. So Tori in that video was awesome. So I forgot to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
See, there we go.
Yeah. She is an amazing performer. I mean, obviously, amazing vocalist. I mean, and she's classically trained. So, I mean, the versatility that she has, I'm not afraid to send her any of the music that I put together. I'm like, I know you can probably do something with this. So yeah.
You guys really have a cool song. I really like that electronic glitchy stuff. That is really, really cool. Like, not enough people are doing that.
And it wasn't really like a something that we were doing on purpose. It's just where we're at right now, musically,
sure.
Tori and I. So we just had a new single that dropped yesterday on 420. That was done on purpose. It's called Magic. It is on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube Music. It got released yesterday, and shout out to Evan Miller and Juliet Fromholt from WYSO for playing our song yesterday on both their shows. And like I said, it's everywhere. It's a little bit more dancier, definitely kind of a future funk is actually a new genre that's kind of come to light in the last couple of years.
So is it like a modern funk with Bruno Mars, or what is it?
It's kind of it's more of a disco song, but it's got a very cool message to it. Tori, the lyrics that she wrote when I got the demo at the beginning and was actually paying attention to what she was saying, I don't just get her lyrics and her vocal melody and just be like, okay, it sounds good, so I'm gonna layer it and just not pay attention. The message is very positive.
Well, here's a silly question. I'm gonna extend to you an open invitation. When you get this album done, when you do a video, I'm guessing for that song, if you do it, what do you say you come back to the old Flaming Axe podcast here and you can debut the video live here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
We would love to do that, dude, because I mean, we're trying to get a lot of repeat guests. The other thing I'm going to say is for our 10th episode this year, our 10th episode is going to be our finale for this season before it goes crazy and I go to swimming pool hell. So before then, our 10th episode is going to be our last season episode, and we're trying to do a great big showcase. If you would like to come on as a guest, we would love to line you up. We would bring all you guys in. You can bring Tori in, whoever. We'd love to have you guys do something if you want to perform. I mean,
honestly, let me get with Tori and Danny and see, make sure schedules mesh. And
sure. We're looking about a month out, so we don't have a date yet. We could do a Thursday again if that's all you guys can swing. We can do that. So
okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah. But there's one last thing. I'm going to show you some coming soon. These are some other artists that have been on the show, but these same artists are going to want to hopefully do the big finale at the end of the season. So this is my little tribute to who's coming on. I didn't add you guys yet because I wasn't sure, but now that you confirmed, we'll add you the next time we air this commercial. So
Cool.
Here we go. Cool. So there we go. Those
Cool.
all those people. I don't know if you know who Josh Webb is, dude. He is an incredible guitarist, incredible singer. Does a lot of like folky stuff, but he plays in a bunch of bands. He plays in Controversy for Breakfast. He plays in Ohio Brass and Electric. He's just extremely talented. He is also just a good stand-up guy. He is hilarious.
And you know what? That is one of the things about this area. There is a lot of talented people in the Dayton, Miami Valley. It's crazy how many or how do I rephrase it? How rich and how deep the well is.
Without a doubt. I mean, I always consider myself like an average at best guitar player who just happened to sing. And if I needed a lead guitar player, I'd pick one of these guys from the 100,000 lead guitar players laying around. That's what I did. But
and it doesn't matter what genre. I mean, like I said, technical proficiency does not equal artistic vision, integrity. If you can't play,
if you can't get the crowd into it, there's no point in doing it.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah, and that is one of the things that before we wrap things up, that I always the three of us always make sure that we put on a good show. I mean, these people are paying money to come to these venues, maybe not necessarily come see us or whoever is playing at that venue that night, but if somebody's being charged a cover charge, give them a show that's going to be there. Give them their money's worth.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Oh, by the way, I figured real quick while we're talking, I didn't get to do this right away, but I'll do it now. Check this out, guys. Support local music. Go check out their website.
Yes,
there we go.
Especially our Instagram. We're trying to get those up because we've got some things on the horizon, and some of those things that we have on the horizon are definitely going to be social media influenced. And
you mean this address? Haha.
That right there, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So everyone, make sure you check out at lavender.honey.music and check out and support local music. Look, guys, everyone in Dayton, there are tons of bands. Nobody ever does anything to support local music and try and grow a grassroots thing. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm surrounding myself with cool musicians like these guys to bring this in, to let people know that there's a lot more to Dayton than just podunk dive bars. Jeez, not that dive bars are bad, with the bands that always butcher Mustang Sally and.
Oh my gosh,
That's what I'm talking about too.
I have no comment.
There are other good original acts out there. That is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
and on YouTube, I don't like getting flagged for copyright, anyways.
But I mean, it really is such a unique area. I mean, this is the home of funk music. I mean, this is the Dayton, and me not being originally from here, it took me a little bit to finally realize some of that. But this is my adopted hometown now. I mean, I've been here for a decade.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
And I mean, it's a cool place. It really is a cool place to
well, what part of Texas did you say you were from originally?
My hometown is Houston. I moved here from San Antonio about a decade ago.
I once wrote a song called San Antonio. That's pretty funny. It's almost like our paths we're going to cross. It's
a really, both cities are very cool. It's so funny because every time I let somebody know I'm from Texas, they're like, oh, the tumbleweed in the desert. And Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, man, those are some pretty metropolitan areas that would compete with New York or LA or Chicago like any day. There's a lot to offer down there. But anyhow, So, but Dayton is my new adopted hometown. I've been here for, for, like I said, for about a decade now, and I love it here.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you again for coming on. And we'll get back with you guys for a show date because I really want to see a new video.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
wanted to plug some show dates of our own real quick also before we wrap it up. So April 30th, next weekend, we will be at Blind Bob's with Candy Coated Dream and Samurai West. On the 6th of May, we are going to be the first band, not the solo artist, but the first band to open up the lunchtime shows at the Courthouse Square this year.
Oh, you got that gig? Oh, yeah, I heard about that today.
Yep. So we'll be there May 6th, May 20th. We're playing Sideshow over at Yellow Cab. So definitely, come out and support that because it's not just us. There's gonna be tons of stuff. Whatever kind of music you're into will probably be there that night. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely come see us there. And then we are also doing a Pride event over at Yellow Cab on the 4th. So we'll be there with a ton of people they're bringing people in from like Detroit and Toledo, and it's gonna be a fun show. So we've got tons of stuff going on, and then later on, towards the end of the summer, going into fall, we're going out to Minneapolis and Denver for a couple of shows out there as well.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks again for coming on. We really appreciate it. Do you have anything to tell these people before we end this broadcast?
Support local music. Love Lavender,
absolutely.
Honey. Go to IG.
Go see live music.
Yes, we can finally do it again. The world was shut down for almost 2 years, and I think some people kind of took the live music scene for granted. And now it's like we have the opportunity to do it again. Get out there and
make it count, guys. Come on.
Make it. Whether you're in a band or just like to go watch live music. I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship. One can't happen without the other. Get out there and go watch. Support these.
Positively. Yeah. And like I'll say, like I end every broadcast with, everyone, make rock great again and keep on rocking.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us, Bradley.
No problem. Thank you.